Hello and welcome to lesson 2 of week 4. In this lesson, we are going to look at set operations in MySQL. My name is Mildred. In MySQL, we have something we call the union operator. The union operator allows you to combine two or more result sets of queries into a single result set. And to use the union operator, the number and the order of the columns that appear in all of the select statements must be the same. And the data type must also be the same and compatible. So we will use the classic models. So let's say use classic models, and then we want to run a query that will use union operator. So we say let's select the customer number. So select customer number from customers table. Now we're going to use the union operator, written union like this, union, and then another query, select customer number from other. So we want to combine both from the customers table and from the others like this. So what will happen here is that the duplicate rows will be removed, unique values will be returned, and this is similar to like using a join, except that a join combines results horizontally and this union paints this result vertically. So when I do this, it's going to have the customer number from the customers table and the others table. This is not a realistic example, but we try to just illustrate the union operator like that. If we want to use column headings, we use the alias like this. So now we use this heading. So we want to say, for instance, let's say we want to have the contact, or let's say for instance we just want to have the names of the employees, and then we also want to return the contact first and last name from the customers table. So we want to get all the names that exist in the database. All right, so let's do it like this. So we'll say select. So let's use the aggregate function concat. So from the employee table, we have the first name and the last name. We want to concatenate this as full name. So we'll say select concat first name, last name, and then we want to do this as full name. So this is the alias we're having, full name, and we're getting this from the employees table. So we'll put that in quotes, employee has. So now we want to have two columns, right? We want to have the column of the name. I want to have a new column as the type. So when we have the names of people that we return, both the customers and the employee, we want to have a column that gives us a category. So it will tell us the type of the person. So we want this type to be employee or type to be customer. So we want to say has type, right? So that it will give us a new column. And then we'll say we're selecting this from the employees table, from employees union. Now we use the union, and now we want to select concat. Now we want to concatenate the contact first name and contact last name from the customers table. Contact first name, contact last name, and we also want to make this the same name, full name as this, so it will come under the same column, full name, and we want the name to be customer as the type. We'll say customer as type. So we'll have a type column and we have a name column, full name column and the type column. And we're doing this from the customers table, and we want to order by, let's sort this out by full name in ascending order. So let's order by full name. So you can see how we write this query. It's not that complex, but I'm showing you how we can vertically combine tables using the union operator. We want to get all the names of everybody from all the tables, and this is very useful when you have like a role-based system where you have a users table and then you have the names of all of the users of the system. And maybe you have different category of users. Maybe you have clients and you have admin, and then maybe you have another table that stores all the employees of organization, but you want to get all the names and emails of everybody on one table, and you want to have the category or the type. And so this is where this kind of operation is useful. And so when I run this, I will get two columns, full name and type. So we can see the person whose category is customer, the person whose category is employee. So we can format for that to put a space when we have the contact first name and the contact last name, and we have this together, and there's no space for the employees. So we have first name, last name, employee, and we have contact first name. So we can make this have a space by trying to add, let's say we'll add an empty something and comma, and then when we run this again, it now has spaces between first and last name. We can do that again for the customer table to make sure everything has a space. So this did not give us the space we want. Concat first name and last name like this. All right, so if you want to have that spaces between your names, you want to format this properly. So this is what, let's say we put dash like this, right? And then we run this, we have first name, last name there, and we can do the same thing for this. So we can know that we do first name, last name. Or if last name is first, but first name is first, right? Normally you can actually put a comma, assuming last name was first. So last name, let's change it like this, last name, comma, first name, and here you put contact last name, comma, contact first and and to be as full name. And so you see how we format this. We put a comma after the first and last name. Alright, so we have seen how we use the union operator, and in summary, the union operator will allow you to combine two or more result sets or queries into a single result set. So the difference between the union and the join is that the join combines horizontally, union adds them vertically. We have the except operator, and this function is used to find the set difference between two sets of data and return the row from one query that do not appear in another query. To use this except operator, we need to have the number and the order of the columns that appear in the select statement to be the same. So, and the data types must also be compatible. So let's say we want to return the rows from the customers table that do not appear in the orders table. So these are related tables, so we'll be able to do that. So what we want to do is we'll return all customers that did not place an order. That's what we mean by that. So let's try to do that. We want to use the except operator. So we'll say select customer number from customers except select customer number from others. So what I'm doing here is I want to get all of the customer number from the customers table. Then I use this except keyword to get everybody that did not place an order. So I'll select customer number from others like that. And when I run this, I get all of the customer numbers of those that did not place an order, right? So I'm getting everything from customer number except the ones that are in the orders table, which means the ones that did not place an order. And we have a list of customers that did not place an order here, 24 rows returned. Alright, if you want to use the intersect operator, the intersect operator will return the common rows of two or more queries. Let's say we want to select customer number from customers. Instead of using the except, I'll use intercept and it will return everybody that placed an order. So we use intersect like this. Alright, select. So we have select customer number from customers, intersect, select customer number from others. Ignore this line. My system is not just recognizing, but we have 98 rows returned here, which means this is working properly. So this is where we end this week's lesson. Thank you and see you next week.